Hello and welcome back to Chapter 14. Today in this lecture we're going to be discussing muscles of the forearm and hand. A couple helpful terminology for you today is going to be digitorum. This means that a muscle inserts into the digits. Carpi. This means a muscle that inserts into the carpal bones. Palmaris. A muscle that inserts onto the thumb. Radialis crosses over radius, and Ulnaris crosses over the ulna. All these terms should be able to help you identify and name muscles and name what they do, where they're located. As in the previous chapters, you only have to know 6 muscles for origin and insertion. They are Supinator, Pronator Teres, Palmaris Longus, Flexor Digitorum Superficialis, Opponens Pollicis, and Extensor Digitorum. You need to know the names and one action for the rest of the muscles in Table 14.1, as well as synergists and antagonists for all muscular movements, and no interventions. So let's start with supinator. Supinator originates on the lateral epicondyle of the humerus and anterior ulna. It inserts on the proximal radius, and its action is to supinate the hand. Pronator Quadratus and Pronator Teres. Their name pretty much tells you what they do. Pronator pronates. Quadratus tells you the shape. So Pronator Quadratus pronates the hand. That's all you need to know. Pronator Teres originates from the medial epicondyle of the humerus and the coronoid process of the ulna. Inserts onto the lateral and middle shaft of the radius, and its action is to pronate the hand and flex the forearm. Palmaris longus and Flexor Carpi Radialis. Palmaris longus is a long muscle that inserts onto the palmar aponeurosis, and it originates on the medial epicondyle of the humerus. You might notice that all flexors, or all muscles, mostly all muscles found in the flexor compartment, originate on the medial epicondyle of the humerus, and its primary action is to flex the hand. Flexor Carpi Radialis, his action is to flex the hand and abduct the hand. Flexor Carpi Ulnaris flexes and adducts the hands. And Flexor Digitorum Superficialis originates on the medial epicondyle of the humerus and the proximal ulna and the radius, inserts onto the middle phalanges of 2nd through 5th digits, and its action is to flex the proximal and middle phalanges as well as flex the hand. Flexor Digitorum Profundus and Flexor Pollicis Longus. Flexor Digitorum Profundus is a deep muscle, and its action is to flex the phalanges and the hand. And Flexor Pollicis Longus, action is to flex the thumb. Flexor Pollicis Brevis, his action is to flex the thumb as well. And Abductor Pollicis Brevis abducts the thumb. Opponens Pollicis opposes the thumb, and it originates on the trapezium and inserts onto the first metacarpal bone. Extensor Carpi Radialis Longus extends and abducts the hand, while Extensor Carpi Radialis Brevis has the same action, extends and adducts the hand. Extensor Carpi Ulnaris extends and adducts the hand. Extensor Digitorum, you can figure out what it does by its name. It extends the digits. It originates on the lateral epicondyle of the humerus, inserts onto the middle and distal phalanges of 2nd through 5th digits, and its action is to extend the phalanges and extend the hands. Abductor Pollicis Longus abducts the thumb. Abductor Pollicis, abduct thumb. Extensor Pollicis Longus extends the thumb, and Extensor Pollicis Brevis extends the thumb. So these are examples of muscles that tell you exactly what they do. And that's the end of Lab 14. Make sure that you can name each muscle, Identify its location on models and pictures. Know actions for all the muscles. Know synergists and antagonists to each muscle. Know the origins and insertions to the muscles listed earlier, those 6 muscles. And again, you don't need to know any innervations. Thank you, and have a great day.